Hi guys, welcome to this week's video, and boy am I excited to give you guys some good news. We had a walkthrough today with some of the construction crew and ideas and permits crew that work for CCV, and we have been told that by the end of the year we will have some upgrades to the grill, the coffee shop, the lobby, as well as the prep kitchen in D building. As we all know, we can't currently use it the way it really is. It's not permitted. So what they're going to do is they're working up a plan to fully outfit that and make it permittable and workable for us. Get us some new equipment, get us some really fun things. I don't know, who knows, maybe a deep fryer. I don't know. We're still in the dreaming, planning stage of that. But by the end of the year, I was told today, by the end of the year, we will have all of this done and ready to go. So I'm just so excited. I've been kind of on cloud nine today, and I could not wait to share that good news with you guys. Also, some of you might have gotten the email invitation for next Thursday. Just want to hang out with you guys. Whoever can come would be awesome. Of course, your spouses are invited, your kids are invited. Don't worry about finding a sitter. Please come. We're just going to be hanging out. We're going to be feeding you. We're going to have a little DEVO, of course. So yeah, Jake and I are pretty excited. Please go ahead and RSVP for that. The link was sent out in the email. If you need that, I can send it to you as well. Going into this week's DEVO, I don't have an anchor verse necessarily, and I'll tell you what kind of sparked today's devotional and what I wanted to speak at you guys about. Y'all know I like to invite you into what's going on with me. What am I researching? What am I studying, particularly in the Bible? As a staff right now, we're reading this book called The Celebration of Discipline. It's actually been really, really great. The first couple of chapters, the first chapter was about meditation. Second chapter was about prayer. A third chapter was about fasting. And then this past week, we skipped a chapter, and now we're into the chapter, the discipline of simplicity. But the chapter that we skipped is one that I've kind of been reflecting on a little bit more these past 2 weeks since I read it. I want to talk about the discipline of study. And you guys know that when I'm going through the Bible and when I'm doing devotionals and different things, I really try to immerse myself and really try to figure out, like, what is it? Why did I stumble upon this devotional? Why am I on this verse right now? Why do I feel the tug? Why do I feel, and so this one has been kind of pulling on me a little bit this week. And I even reread the chapter a couple of times. And what's funny is that it's kind of one of the steps. So I'll take you through a little bit of what the book kind of tells us about study. And I find that so many new Christians, lukewarm Christians, new Christians, people who are just starting to read the Bible, they find it, and at least I did, I find it so cumbersome, and so there's just so much information, so much to do, so much to, you have to obey this, and there's these, different stories and these characters and all these things. It's just, it's so much, and you hear this a lot from me, right, in my devotionals. Well, I was like, well, maybe this is telling me to slow down. So let me kind of get into this, and I'll show you what I mean. So in the book, it talks about there are 4 steps to proper studying. And of course, I'm using it in the context of I'm studying the word. I'm in the Bible, and I'm studying, right? Like, I didn't say reading, I said studying. And there's a big difference, right? Like, so think about, like, when you're in school. To study something is, yes, of course, you have to, like, read the textbook or the manual on it. You have to understand it. You have to fundamentally understand it, and then form opinions on it, and then really be able to have your own reflection on it, and you come to your own conclusion about things, right? Like, and so it's no different than learning a trade or learning a new skill or learning about, dates in history and what happened and why, and like all these things. It really kind of is the same. And so if we're applying these 4 steps to reading the Bible, it might make certain passages or certain books that are a little harder to understand, maybe a little bit more palatable for some of us. So the 4 steps to study that is mentioned in this book first starts with repetition, right? Like, how many of y'all, and I know I have done this so much, you read and you're reading, you've read like a page or a page and a half, and all of a sudden you're like, I have no idea what I just read. And you go back and you read it again, and you read it again, and you read it again, right? Like, I feel like that happens so much for me when reading the Bible or reading a passage, or, the verse of the day, or the, whatever we're studying or whatever we're looking at that week. It's like, sometimes I need to read it a couple times, and I'm like, what are they really saying? Okay, let me read the sentence again. How is it? Like, who is it? What? You answer those questions, right? Who, what, where, when, why, how? So sometimes repetition is what's needed. So I love that that's the first step. Second one is concentration, right? Like, so if we're not in a space where we should be reading our Bible, we should be giving it our full attention. We should probably go find a quieter spot, or maybe put it down and come back to it later. Put yourself a reminder in your, like, right? We should be in a space, in a headspace where we're able to concentrate on it and really kind of allow ourselves to get into it. The third step is the basic fundamental comprehension of what you just read or what you just went through. So truly understanding it for what it is, and seeing what kind of happens. And then what naturally happens after that is reflection. So you have the ability to look back on it, remember it. First of all, you're not having to repeat it. Like, you're not having to reread it again and repeat it that way. You're able to actually, like, fully, like, right off the cuff, at the back of your mind, you're able to sort of recite in your own words, probably, what you just read and what that was all about. Not to mention the fact that you come up with your own sort of feelings about things, right? Like, I love coming up with these devotionals and really just sort of reading the Bible and putting myself in those shoes and really trying to understand, this is what I think is happening here. And so anyway, I just thought it was a really good part of the book to really stop and reflect on these last 2 weeks. And again, it truly has been kind of a study for me, where I've been sitting like, I don't want to just read the Bible. Like, there are some of us, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with saying like, oh, I read my Bible today. I read my passage today. Like, let's just check that off. But are you truly just slowing down and allowing yourself to go through these steps? Don't be afraid of spending a little time, on a passage or in a particular book for just a little bit longer. And I think I kind of want to add like a 5th step in there. Get someone else involved. Like, hey, I was reading this the other day. I did this to my husband. I said, hey, I was just in this particular passage. Maybe I'm just not understanding it, or I'm just not, here's my opinion on it. Here's what I, after some reflection, here's what I think. And then getting someone else's perspective sometimes really kind of helps to iron out like, okay, I'm not crazy. I did get that from this, or, I'm on the right track, or it creates just that really cool conversation. Last thing to kind of close on, again, in the spirit of study, right? Like, if y'all aren't in a Bible study group, come and talk to us. I really feel like it's something that really helps bridge that gap between some of us who we want to know the word, we want to dive in a little bit deeper, and we're just not quite getting there on our own. Being in a Bible study really helps put you in both in a place where people are in the same situation as you, and second, it really helps, like, because some people, their Bible knowledge is like up here. Like Jake, for instance, when you all hear Jake talk, like, that guy's Bible knowledge is like way up here. Like, I could never like compare to his knowledge, being able to recite things really quickly, and all that. Not saying that, like, not trying to sell myself short at all by any means. I think we just look at things differently. We study them a little differently. We focus on them a little differently. And so putting ourselves in a situation where we might have someone whose Bible knowledge or understanding of it might be a little advanced for you, will actually help you grow. So I encourage anybody who's not currently in a group, come and talk to me and Jake. We would love to set you up. I'd love to invite you to my small group. There are tons of small groups that I know that people are really enjoying. They're really getting a lot of connection and fellowship and understanding from. So please let us know. Guys, I love doing this. You guys know that I love sitting and talking to you guys about what I am up to and what is good. And I'll tell you, there's just so much good happening right now. I just feel so blessed. Blessed to know you guys. Blessed to work with you this weekend. I look forward to it.